How can you be absolutely certain that this plan is in fact going to save drivers money on their insurance premiums?
Well, there's a couple reasons for that. One is the model that we're moving forward with is already in place in two different provinces. In Manitoba and Saskatchewan, they have public insurers and exactly this model of insurance. So we know that they offer better rates, the best rates in Canada. We know that they offer better benefits, the best benefits in Canada, and they've been doing it for years. Most of them have applied for 0% rate increases for at least the last 5 years. The other reason is we are removing a significant piece in the system, which is insurance that people buy in case they get sued by someone else. It doesn't exist in the new system, and that's called third-party extended liability. You buy it as something called optional insurance. It's very expensive. That product doesn't exist anymore because you don't need it anymore because there are not lawsuits in the system.
Okay, question from Michelle Nicole, who's asking how will the removal of lawyers affect drivers' ability to safeguard against false claims against them or safeguard against undervalued payments or appeals? Good question.
So there's actually 3 layers of safeguard in place. There's a process, a new office, the Fairness Office for ICBC, independent of the Claims Office, that'll be taking concerns from people that they're not being treated fairly by ICBC. They're being told they're responsible for an accident and they weren't. They're not getting a benefit they're entitled to, and so on. That's one piece. The second is, if that doesn't work out, there's the Civil Resolution Tribunal, which will function like a court. It's independent of ICBC and the government. It's a tribunal. They're set up for people to represent themselves, but you can still bring a lawyer. And you say, I'm entitled to this benefit and ICBC is not giving it to me, and they have the power to order ICBC to provide that benefit. There will be specifically a law that says ICBC has a duty to advise people about the benefits they're entitled to and to give those benefits over, so that's what people would use. And then they can also appeal through judicial review to the Supreme Court a decision from that tribunal. And the third is the ombudsperson, who's an independent officer of the legislature who will be overseeing the system and advising British Columbians if there's unfairness happening.
Okay, here's a question from Jean LeBlanc. Who will determine if someone has a mild versus severe injury, such as a brain injury? Good question. Will their family doctor be responsible for seeking specialist assessment, such as neuropsychological assessments, that kind of stuff?
Yes. So we are very reliant on doctors to be a significant part of the system, and we're glad to have the support of Doctors of BC for the care part of the system because it's your family doctor, if you have one, who will be saying, look, this person is able to do this, but they're not able to return to work. They're not able to lift heavy objects. They're not able to do housekeeping. And then ICBC will provide benefits based on that feedback. ICBC will not make those determinations about what your injuries are. Your doctor will. And if they need you to see a specialist, then that will be part of your treatment plan with your family doctor. If you don't have a family doctor, it's more complicated. So we're engaged with Doctors of BC, with the disability community, and we've issued a white paper outlining some of the ways that we hope to go forward. Because it may be that someone inside ICBC would be appropriate, or maybe people don't feel comfortable with that, finding some other way to have those assessments done.